Before the world applauded him, before his name became synonymous with cinematic greatness, Leonardo DiCaprio lived a life shaped by chaos, instability, and quiet fear. Hollywood is often seen as a land of dreams, but for Leonardo, it was a battlefield. A place where survival came before success. Long before awards and global fame, there was uncertainty, and long before confidence, there was doubt. Leonardo DiCaprio was born on November 11th, 1974, in Los Angeles, California. His parents separated shortly after his birth, leaving his mother to raise him alone. They lived in some of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the city. Crime, drug addiction, and violence were not abstract concepts. They were part of daily life. As a child, Leonardo witnessed things that most children never should. His surroundings taught him one lesson early: nothing is guaranteed. His mother worked relentlessly, often multiple jobs, just to keep them afloat. She believed in him when very few others did. His father, an underground artist and distributor of alternative comic books, exposed Leonardo to creativity, rebellion, and unconventional thinking. Between survival and imagination, Leonardo grew up learning how to observe people, emotions, and contradictions, skills that would later define his acting. School never offered him a sense of belonging. He felt disconnected, restless, and misunderstood. Traditional education failed him, but storytelling did not. Acting became his escape, his refuge, and eventually his purpose. At a very young age, Leonardo decided he wanted to act, not to be famous, but to escape the life he was born into. Auditions became his routine. Rejection became his reality. Casting directors dismissed him countless times. He was told he was too intense, too strange, not marketable enough. But each rejection hardened his resolve. Giving up was not an option, because going back meant facing the same chaos he was trying to escape. His early career began with commercials and small television roles. Shows like Romper Room, Growing Pains, and various minor appearances filled his early years. These roles brought little recognition, but they gave him discipline. They taught him how to work, how to wait, how to endure. The turning point came in 1993 with What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Leonardo portrayed a mentally disabled boy with terrifying authenticity. He didn't act a role, he became it. Audiences were stunned. Critics were silent, then impressed. At just 19 years old, he earned an Academy Award nomination. Hollywood realized something rare had emerged. This was not just talent. This was depth. But success came with pressure. Leonardo was suddenly in demand. Films like This Boy's Life alongside Robert De Niro tested his emotional range. The Basketball Diaries pushed him into darkness, exploring addiction, homelessness, and despair. The performance was raw, uncomfortable, and deeply personal. He wasn't chasing applause. He was chasing truth. Then came Romeo and Juliet. The film turned him into a cultural phenomenon. Teenage audiences idolized him. His face was everywhere. And then, in 1997, Titanic changed everything. The film became a global event, breaking records and redefining box office history. Leonardo DiCaprio became one of the most famous men on Earth almost overnight. But fame did not bring peace. It brought chaos, obsession, isolation. The world saw him as a heartthrob, a symbol of romantic fantasy. But Leonardo saw a trap. The label of pretty boy threatened to destroy his credibility as an actor, and he hated it. So he did something few actors dare to do at the peak of fame. He stepped away. He rejected safe roles. He refused easy money. He chose discomfort. This decision led to a partnership that would define his legacy: Martin Scorsese. Their collaboration began with Gangs of New York, a brutal and unforgiving film. Leonardo followed it with Catch Me If You Can, balancing charm with vulnerability. Then came The Aviator, where he portrayed Howard Hughes, an eccentric genius battling obsessive-compulsive disorder. The performance earned him another Oscar nomination, but still no win. Film after film, Leonardo pushed himself further. Blood Diamond exposed the cost of greed and violence. The Departed showed moral collapse and internal conflict. Shutter Island descended into madness and trauma. Inception challenged the nature of reality itself. Django Unchained revealed a villain so disturbing it shocked audiences. The Wolf of Wall Street stripped greed naked, showing excess without apology. And yet, despite all this, the Oscar continued to escape him. The internet mocked it. Memes flooded social media. But behind the jokes was a man quietly carrying the weight of expectation. Not from the public, but from himself. In 2015, Leonardo accepted the role that would nearly break him. Revenant demanded physical suffering, emotional isolation, and complete surrender. Filmed in brutal conditions, he endured freezing temperatures, injury, and exhaustion. Every breath on screen was real. Every moment of pain was authentic. When he finally won the Academy Award in 2016, it wasn't a triumphant smile that defined the moment. It was relief, closure, silence. Outside of cinema, Leonardo DiCaprio dedicated himself to environmental activism. Climate change, wildlife conservation, and sustainability became central to his identity. Through his foundation, he invested millions into protecting the planet. He chose responsibility over comfort, purpose over indulgence. Leonardo DiCaprio's life is not a story of luck. It is a story of resistance, of refusing to be defined by labels, of choosing meaning over applause. In an industry obsessed with image, he pursued depth, and in doing so, he became more than a star. He became a legacy.